What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mo Flow, and this is Sunday Shoutouts, where we shout out a new artist every week, shedding a little bit of light on what they're doing, where they're coming from, where you can find their music, etc., etc. So this is episode 4 of Sunday Shoutouts. If this is your first time here, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy and you go check out the featured artist. Maybe check out some of the previous videos and check out those artists as well. If this is a return for you and you have been checking out Sunday Shoutouts since we've been popping off, then thank you so much for tuning in again. It is super appreciated. Now, on this week, episode 4, we have a special guest. He's a very good friend of mine from Lowell, Massachusetts. He goes by the name of Jay Faith. Said that he started writing at 16 years old, really releasing his first project for the people to hear in 2013. So that's almost 10 years of my man Jay Faith working on his craft and tightening up all the buttons and continuing to stay driven. So I asked him, I said, Jay, so what drives you then, man? Like, that's a lot of work. So what keeps you motivated and keeps you going? And he says that really, what's driven him to create music has always been a desire to help motivate people. Further explaining that the music that he's always been drawn to as a person has always managed to hit him emotionally. And so, with that being said, he tries to, almost reflect that in his music so that he can hit people on a more personal level and give them a song that sounds really dope, really tight, but also is super relatable in the sense of just, your average everyday kind of struggles. He says his favorite part of this whole music business thing is definitely the overall process, the learning process, the creative process, everything basically that goes on behind the scenes in this music business that the fans or the listeners may or may not see. Being able to create with like-minded individuals as well as learn, how everything works on a more personal level. He says it's just, a beautiful thing to him, and it feels great, at the end of the day when you could say, wow, I wasn't able to do this, or I didn't I didn't know this before today, and now I do, and it helps you in the long run. And I agree, that's a beautiful thing for sure. So, with all that being said, learning the inner workings and trying to, dabble your hands in many different facets, on top of being an MC, my man Jay Faith is also the founder of Right Mind. So, Right Mind basically is a platform that's focused on providing tips and tools on music, mental health, fitness, and financial literacy. And he is also a member of MOCG, MOCG, however you say it. I've heard it both ways, but that stands for Minds of One Collective Genius. And he is a part of that collective as well, which is, a hip hop collective started by Just for Kicks and 13 Ball, which features a slew of super talented artists for sure. But we're not going to get into that right now. We ain't got time for that. You know what I mean? What we do have time for, though, is my man Jay Faith and his music and what's behind the music. So, being inspired by artists such as Joe Budden, J. Cole, NF, Joel Ortiz, Eminem, Jay describes his music as being based on personal experiences, something everybody can relate to, basically. Not really covering the money and the cars and the fancy things that only a few people really can seem to relate to in retrospect, you know. So he just creates this art basically to just help him connect more personally with his listeners, and that's really his overall goal. And I think if you check out his music, you will definitely hear what I'm talking about in his bars, and you can tell that my man is real. And that's just, he's just there for the love of hip hop and the love of people and the love of growth. You know what I'm saying? So if any of that sounds appealing to you, then I can highly suggest you go check out my dude's latest release titled 41st Ave. So 41st Ave is a collaborative project from Jay Faith and another Minds of One Collective genius artist by the name of Life. Both super talented artists on one amazing album that y'all should definitely check out. My opinion, the vibe this album gives me is like inspiring. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's just, it's about growth. It's inspiration. You know, it features new school sounding instrumentals, some melodic vocal patterns, but all realistic bars about pushing through the struggles and stresses that follow with being a musical artist, you know, and really kind of tells the journey of Jay Faith and Life, you know, putting that work in to get to where they are now. You know, and you can tell just by listening to this project, because I did front to back multiple times, that Jay Faith and Life both put their hearts into this project fully, and it definitely turned out amazing. So shout out to Jay Faith and Life on the project 41st Ave for sure. And if y'all ain't heard that yet, get on that. There'll be a link below to the music. You know what it is. You know how we get down. Now, basically, though, if you're rocking with my man Jay Faith and you go look him up, what you're going to see is, along with 41st Avenue, he has a slew of releases for y'all to check out as well. So, y'all should do just that. In fact, you should check out his most recent solo EP as well, titled The Lighter Side, which is just that, a lighter side of Jay Faith, I guess you could say. You know, featuring a more acoustic, chill type of vibe with the hip hop music. And it's definitely a nice, quick listen. Highly suggest checking that one out as well. There will be a links everywhere for everything. So don't miss out. Go support these artists. You know what it is, because they are still working and they're not going to stop. So speaking of that, y'all should be in the lookout for the future with Jay Faith, because he says he will be working with more major artists for sure, connecting even more with his fans, and says that you should definitely be on the lookout for his first full studio album that will be titled Apartments, to be released at some point. Still to be determined, but it is on its way, and y'all should definitely be on the lookout for that, because my man has been putting in a lot of work on this album for sure. So make sure you go follow my man Jay Faith. We gotta wrap this up though, so make sure you also go check Sunday Shoutouts so you don't miss it next week and the week after that and every other week, because we are not going anywhere. But thank y'all for tuning in this week, and I can't wait to see y'all next week. Peace.